What if we could equalize education? What if we could create a tool to help underprivileged children with their reading skills? My idea is an AI-powered app that adapts to each child's interests and language level to spark a love for reading and improve their literacy skills. The AI analyzes reading, provides instant feedback, and recommends personalized texts. For children in underserved areas, this means an extra teacher always available to bridge the learning gaps. And on a national level, it can support schools, ease burden on teachers, and ensure that all children, regardless of background, have better opportunities to succeed. My name is Ida Hussein, and I'm from Rinkeby, Folkets hus, and I am on a mission to equalize education.
Hi, are we audible? Okay. So we would like to apologize. We got too carried away in the entrepreneurial spirit and were working until 3 seconds ago. But we have something. And before I go into the application and the user flow diagrams, I actually remembered this earlier today, that one of my most cherished memories growing up has been my father telling us bedtime stories. And these weren't from like books. He used to ask us, what characters do you want? What kind of themes are we looking at? And he knew what kind of things put us to sleep earlier. So he spun it that way, but we remembered what happened. So we went back the next night and said, hey, let's continue this thing. And what we've ended up developing is somewhat similar. And there's a reason for that. Humans, we have an uncanny tendency to communicate through stories. Whether or not those stories are true doesn't matter. As long as they're good, we remember them and we learn something from them. So we said, let's give the reading task a storytelling spin. And let's make it fun for the student by enabling them to design their own story through language models and generative models. So let's first take a look at the platform itself. You have an onboarding page where you can go ahead and sign up. Can you help me with this, Shannon? Yeah. Please go ahead. So, yeah, in this case, we just enter your email address. Go ahead. Wait, we didn't go through onboarding. Can we just revert back because we need to, sorry about this. So in this case, we have a user already that has been set up, but no, not login, sign up. Cancel. There you have, no, hiccups. So you enter your email address. In this case, you also have the ability to tell, okay, is this my student? Is this my child? Is this me who wants to learn how to speak Swedish? Go ahead, keep going. What's your name? In this case, we are sticking with John Singer, and you'll see why in a second. How old are you? I don't know. Well, please go ahead. What avatar do you want? Again, something to just keep the kid kind of motivated, kind of engaged. Ask you, what do you want to learn? Maybe I like history, maybe I like fantasy, a little bit of art, Kunst and Natur, and I go ahead and continue. Now, in the background, what has happened is the minute I have your name, your age, your interests, we have generated 3 story options for you. They're not complete stories. Here's a theme, and we have generated some images, thumbnails to go with the themes. The next thing you want to do is you interact with these stories, right? Let's say I want to go through a magical portal. Then magic support then. So we go in and we are greeted with the first set of sentences. And I'm not comfortable with all the words. John Singer stod i ett dammigt windsroom. A dammigt is a dusty that I know, but windsroom, not heard this before. All right, that tells me it's an attic. So on and so forth. Of course, this is a little rough around the edges. We can make it fancy. We can highlight stuff. And then you go on to the next part of this. You have a choice. What should John do? Should he go through the door? Should he do something else? In this case, we're going to say, you know what? Go through the door. And something interesting is going to happen. You're going to get an exercise here, but in the background, and I'm wasting time right now to make my AI get some time because I'm already generating the next set of sentences and the next images that you're going to see. All right, where was John? In a kitchen? Probably not. In a forest? Image doesn't seem to indicate that. Attic, right? Windsroom, that was a word we saw. Good job. We move on now to the next set in the story. All right, what happens? I see a magical portal, so on and so forth, and the process continues. The good thing about this is that it doesn't die. If I have to leave, I can always come back to the story and I can continue right where I left off. We can probably just run through this a little bit more to give you guys a certain indication for what's going on. Again, you get a choice. What do you want to do? What do you have ability to do? And again, an exercise. And I mean, sure, we can keep doing this, but maybe let's go back to the library. And then you have the ability to kind of explore these other areas as well. But these are all stories that you have not yet completed. There's, as you can see, a section up here. Oh, maybe this is a bug. There's supposed to be a section where you have the completed stories where you can revisit them. You open them up and you have a library. Okay, here are the images and here are the choices I made and here's the story, the way it evolved. And I always have a memory of it. And one of my biggest regrets growing up is I don't remember 70% of the stories my father told me. And it is a shame. I do not want any kid to go through that again. So here's a library, store everything, right? So this is generally the user experience. We also have, can we go to the profile page? I think it's over here, hide this thing. And that, oh, sorry about this. Profile page, some information. These are coming soon features, big asterisk. So how many days have you been active? What kind of experience do you have? What kind of books have you read? How much time you have spent on the platform? What's your strike rate, so to speak? So it's going to be much more fleshed out than it is at the moment. And generally, the concept behind what we're trying to do. And so I want to give you guys perspective for how this stuff happens, right? We don't just pull this out of the air. We need a user story. What happens? What is the user? What is the front end? What is the back end? What is the API? And how do these things interact with each other? All right, we're out of time. We're going to stop. But before we do that, I do need to introduce my great team. I've done basically this. I'm talking everything else as these guys, right? Shayu, LLMs, AI, wizard, masters in machine learning at Koteho. Ankit, user interface, user design, masters in media technology at Koteho. Michael, a bachelor student in industrial engineering and computer science at Koteho. Arshia, also applied financial mathematics, Koteho. Sam, the guy who did the heavy lifting with the software backend along with Michael. Seasoned developer, so we got lucky. Me, I'm a doctoral student. My name is Shekhar Upadhyay. I'm a doctoral student at Koteho, studying underwater robotics. So en gång till, vi är team rangers och tack för oss.